freaks. This is a cat mess.
Hello, YouTube. We are back. I removed the enamel paint to a degree. Am I 100% happy with the results? They are better than what it was before. Anytime you use thinners or enamel thinners or acetone, there's a chance that ink will lift. And you have to see right here, these are all the Q-tips. There was a lot of red paint, enamel paint on the cover. So to me, there is whitening around, which I am trying to, around Captain Marvel's head here, and some color lift occurred right here on his cheek. And that was my fault because I used a brush, an artist's brush with some acetone, and it lifted. So it happens. And there is still a little enamel red specks on his face, which I'm okay with. I'm done being aggressive, and we're just gonna leave it. So what I wanna do now is I wanna dry clean it. And then after dry cleaning, what we're gonna do is we are going to actually do a quick aqueous soaking. I don't wanna go crazy, but I wanna try to lighten up the whites. But we wanna dry clean it first. So let me show you what I'm gonna do. What I'm gonna do is I take a white eraser, I have my cheese grater, and then I just wanna let it rain. I want to grind up the white eraser, and I want the particles to fall onto the cover. Just like this, raining eraser particles on the cover. It's raining. I feel like I'm in a weird mood, but that's what we're gonna do. See that? Matter of fact, I'm gonna do more, but hold on, I'll be right back. I just have to do something. Okay, guys, I am back, and we're gonna do a little bit more. This is good stuff, because what this will do is it will pick up the dirt in addition to the eraser that I'm going to use. So let's get my brush, and we'll try to make this book as nice as possible. So then what I'll do is I have my eraser, and we're gonna start on one side. And sometimes I use my fingers, but in this case, we're gonna use the eraser. And we'll start on one side, and then we'll just go from the left to the right. And I just slowly will work the pieces in the cover. You have to be careful when you get to the ends, because it is delicate. You don't want to rip it. You don't want to create more damage than that's already there. Sometimes I like to put a paper towel or another board here when I rest my hand on it, because we don't want the oils from the hand to absorb, and it can pull up color. And then we'll just go down the road, down from one side to the other. And what we want to do is we want to just pick up the dirt that's on the surface of the cover. And I'll use the eraser on the whole thing. It's not just whites. It is also, I'll use it on the color portions of the book as well. But we'll just be careful, and we'll put less pressure on the colored portions, because you can lift color, so you have to be careful. With the black section of this cover, we're not going to do eraser on the black section because that will definitely bring up some color that we do not want to lift. So there you go. This book is relatively clean. It's not that dirty. So I'll do this for the whole book. I'll take my time. I will grate more of the eraser and I will put it down. Also, what I'll do is sometimes I will just take a makeup pad as well, and I will take the makeup pad and I will rub the eraser particles gently, just like this, in a circle, and we'll go up and down just like that, and that will clean it as well. And right there, this is a good method of doing it. I like doing it this method if we want to try to speed things up a little bit. And you can gently go over the black as well with this. I am putting really very little pressure on it. Very little pressure. You don't want to wrench down on it. You just want to gently do a circular motion with the graded eraser pieces. You can get this cheese grater at any store that sells cooking supplies. I bet you even a dollar store would have this as well. I stole this from my wife, so I don't know where she got it from. And I laugh at times when she asks where's her hand cheese grater, and I just remain silent. I don't say anything. And then we can take the scraps of the eraser that come off and we can actually put it back on the book. So I'll just take a backer board. I don't know if the camera's picking it up, and I'll put it back on. So we'll do this method for the whole cover. And after doing this, I want to get it ready for the Aqueous bath. I'm going to take the cover off. And by taking the cover off, I'm not intending to make this a conserved grade. I'm going to do my best to keep it a universal grade. So I don't think I'm going to use chloramine T or any of the other chemicals I use from time to time. I'm just going to use water, and I'm going to use palm olive. So that is the plan. See that? That's the plan for the book. And I'm going to continue this off camera. And once I'm done, the next segment of this upload will be getting the cover ready for the Aqueous bath. So stay tuned, guys. I'm going to do this. Actually, let's watch it because the back is pretty dirty as well. And let's see what happens. So what I'm doing is getting a backer board, and I'll show you what I'm going to do. Okay, so I have a backer board. I want to put it on between the back cover and the inside of the book, just like that, because you want to have some pressure. Now this book, as you can see, the back is extremely dirty. We'll be able to make this just with dry cleaning a lot better. So we're going to do the same thing with the eraser. And guys, you have to understand that what I'm doing on camera is just a preliminary cleaning. off camera, I'll really get into it. I will focus and I will get close and I'll use the eraser. I'll use different tools to get in a little bit better. But just to show you the basics of the way I dry clean a book, this is what I'm doing now. And there's a lot more time and dedication that is offered or dedicated to doing this. I am a little upset with the color lift on Captain Marvel's face, but you have to look at it. There's trade-offs. And the trade-off is, are we going to have a book that has the red paint enamel on it, or was it better for the book to get the red paint off? And in my opinion, it was better to get the red paint off. And by getting the red paint off, there is a sacrifice that must come. And it was my mistake. These things are not perfect. I sometimes do things without thinking it through, and I shouldn't have taken the brush with the actual acetone on it to try to get it detailed into the area that I was trying to remove the paint. And I did it, and it happens. And I get upset when I do things like that, but it's not an exact science, guys. And sometimes mistakes are happen, but I'm okay with it because it looks better than it did versus having the red paint on it. So we're gonna go now with our makeup pad with the eraser pieces. We're gonna go, and the main goal is just to get the surface dirt off, so then when we do the Aqueous bath, we're not having dirt, surface dirt, go on or absorb into the cover. So there we go. That's good for now. And I'm gonna really get into it off camera. So I'll see you shortly. And then at that time, I'll have the cover off and we'll have it ready to put into the tub. And hopefully it will look a lot better. So I'll see you shortly. Okay guys, we are back. We did a quick preliminary cleaning with erasers and eraser particles, and now what I want to do is I want to take the staples out. So off camera, what I did was I actually took photos of the staples, and hopefully the photos I can use to put them back the same way. So as you just saw, I removed the bottom prong of the first staple. I always use plastic tools because I don't want to tip off any scratches or anything like that on the staples. And I like to use my hands. I don't think that tools, generally speaking, are required. You can use the tools that God gave you for free. So that's it right there. Both of the staple prongs are lifted up just by using my fingers. And then what we're gonna do is I'm gonna slowly push down the staple out, and hopefully it comes out without any issue. So that's the bottom one. just like that. And then let's do the top one. Slowly push it out, bam, 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 done. That's the top one. So, came out easy peasy, guys. Now I have a piece of tape. I do top and I do W-I-Z. I'm spelling it that way because that's the way the seller sold it. And I have a few staples from various books that I'm working on my backdrop, so I'll know which one this is. So we'll put that up there. So there you go. So we have hopefully a cover that comes off just like that, and there's your cover. I'll put this to the side. And now what I want to do is I want to get it ready for the Aqueous bath. So let me get that ready and we'll be right back. Okay guys, I have my tub. I'm going to put a grate in. And then I'm going to put a piece of Hollytex down. Why not? And then we're going to put our cover on top. So I slowly want to wet it because this may have not been involved with water during the course of its life. So we're going to wet it down just like this and slowly introduce some water to it. And let it acclimate. Just like that. The next thing I want to do is, I'll be right back, so I'm going to get some water in my tub, in my actual pouring device. So hang loose. Okay guys, we're back. I have my gallon of water. I'm going to put in some palm olive, 1, 2, 3, that's good enough. I'm going to stir it up. And then after I stir it up, I am going to put it into the tub. And we're going to let this soak a little bit. There we go. Matter of fact, I want to put, no, we're just going to leave it. So I'm going to gently pour the water in. One gallon, no chemicals. And then hopefully by doing this, the cover will clean up a little bit. And I'm just going to let this sit here, and we're just going to be very delicate with it, because you have to understand these later Wiz comics, they're not like the old Wiz comics that we deal with from the 40s. These tend to be a little bit more lesser in quality. So let's let this soak. We'll let the soaps absorb, and then we'll see how it turns out. So stay tuned, and the next upload, I'll show you the results, and hopefully it turned out to my expectations. Take care. Okay, ladies and gents, we are back, And as you can see, the cover is soaking nicely in the water and Palmolive solution. So what I want to do now is, this has been in here for about a good hour and 45 minutes. And I want to take it out because I don't want to be too aggressive with this, because if I'm too aggressive, I may trigger something with a grading company that I do not want to trigger. So what I did was I just put a piece of Hollytex on, floating on top of the cover in my bath. I also, when I first put it in, had a Hollytex sheet, but I subsequently removed it because I wanted to not have it where it was blocking penetration of the chemical. So there you go. And I just want to show you what is dripping off here. There is a lot of impurities that just dripped off the cover. So what I want to do is I want to flush this with fresh water, and then I am going to put it back into another bath, and we're going to try it again. But look at all the discolorization in the water. I hope the camera is picking it up, and that's just pure soap. So we're going to hit it one more time. I'm going to make another clean solution, and we'll do the process one more time to try to clean it up a little bit better. Okay, so stay tuned, guys.